Well, welcome back to another episode, guys. If you clicked on this video, you would realise that it's a pretty special one for us. This one's celebrating us 1 year on the road, which is pretty exciting. Can't believe 12 months have gone by already, and the memories that we've made so far have been absolutely amazing. We've learnt a lot, we've cried a lot, we've argued a lot, and we've made a lot of great memories. So we'll dive into a few of them in this episode. We've got a few questions that we've been getting asked quite a bit in the past 12 months that we're going to go through. And without further ado, we'll get into a bit of Q&A stuff.
So in the past 12 months, we have crossed 7 state borders, but only entered 4 different states. So we've done quite a big chunk in Queensland. We went right up to the tip, up to Cape York, did a bit of the outback. We've done a bit of outback New South Wales, but not too much, just because we did get turned around quite a bit from the weather.
That played a massive part in all of our travels
Yeah.
for the first sort of 6 to 8 months.
The whole time.
The whole time, yeah, not gonna lie.
The whole lap. South Australia, we did about 2.5 months. We did Flinders Ranges and the Eyre Peninsula, and we have been in WA for the past 6 weeks.
Yeah.
So we thought we would start off with something a bit different and go through some places that really surprised us. Something that we had no expectations. We thought we were just going to pass through the place, and they ended up being places that we've absolutely loved.
Yeah.
A couple of our favourites, we've got the Mudgee region in central New South Wales. Just the whole vibe of the place, it was quiet and peaceful. There was wineries, there's
Breweries, everything.
there was just so much, and it was so dog friendly.
Yeah.
I loved how much you could do with a dog. It was really
I think
cool.
that's what surprised us most about that region, is that you could take your dog everywhere.
Yeah, and it was just beautiful. Another spot was Collie in Western Australia. So this was one that we kind of just stumbled across, and some of the most beautiful camps that we've ever stayed at. Stockton Lake being one of the bluest water I've ever seen.
Yeah, that place is absolutely stunning.
Yep.
Put that on your list if you haven't been there.
Another spot that caught us off guard was the Flinders Ranges. So we actually went up there in the off season over Christmas, and we thought it was going to be super busy, but it was a complete opposite because it was so hot. That's one thing we did struggle with, was the heat. But in saying that, we had so many beautiful places to ourselves, and it just felt like you were in the middle of nowhere with incredible scenery. The landscape was just absolutely insane.
Definitely was one of those places that I wasn't expecting what we actually come across.
And the last spot that took us by surprise was Broken Hill. We fell in love with that place. Broken Hill and Silverton. Out there, it was just, I don't know, I think it was just the feel of the place. It was so much bigger than we expected it to be. We kind of expected it to just be a little outback country town, which Silverton was, but it was the most Aussie outback experience we've ever had. And
we weren't expecting it to be a city either.
Yeah.
Like, that's what surprised me the most, is how many people are actually there and how little people are in Silverton, and it's only like 15 minutes away. But that's, I would put up roots there.
Definitely a place that needs to be on your list. There's actually quite a bit to do out there. So the next one is our favourite national parks. Now, national parks was something we didn't think we would get to do a lot of because we were travelling with a dog, but we've had a few that we've managed to experience. Probably one of our first ones was Byfield National Park.
We had a few troubles in that place. You'll have to go back and watch those videos of that one.
Yes, but just the beaches there were just amazing, the campsites.
Yeah.
I don't know, so one thing about when we say our favourite place, we can never pick just one, but I also think that a massive factor is dependent on your experience there.
Yeah.
So, we've been to some absolutely stunning places that we wouldn't necessarily call our favourite. They're just, make a great Instagram post, but It's really the experience that you have and the feelings that you get there. So Byfield, I think, was quite special for us because it was probably our first weekend with just the two of us without Chaos.
Yeah.
We did put him into a kennel for a couple of nights, and
it came with some big challenges in that one too. Like, you had to conquer Big Sandy, and we took the camper trailer in there when we still had that. And just the little things that you learn along the way of like tyre pressures and judging the tides and getting in and out of places, especially with a camper trailer or caravans or whatever. They're heavy, they make your car handle totally different.
yeah,
It's just all a learning curve. It was all sort of new. It was the first big sort of sandy hill, I suppose, that we'd taken on, and we had no one else with us, so Carly's nerves were running high in that one. I can remember her sitting in the passenger seat just freaking out.
yeah. Another big one was Blackdown Tablelands National Park.
Oh, that's epic, that place.
If that is not on your bucket list, it needs to be.
100%.
So we actually left Chaos at the caravan park in Dingo. They kept an eye on him for us, which was really kind, and we spent the day exploring the national park. And going back on our videos, I don't think we quite did it justice. We were really new to the whole videoing and photography thing, but honestly, take our word for it, go check it out. There are some of the best waterholes and hikes that we've done, and we loved the entire day. We were smiling. It was amazing.
Probably give yourself 2 days in that one too. Like, we did it all in one day, but give yourself 2, break it up a bit, because there are some really long walks in that one, and then you just get to enjoy the waterholes a little bit longer.
Yeah.
So
Definitely.
yeah, that one's in the top 5.
And
just amazing.
make sure you watch our video to find the secret waterfall. If we didn't find that, I don't think I would have loved it as much.
Yeah.
It was the adrenaline that came with climbing down the ropes and the ladders that you're just trusting, and this will make a lot more sense if you've seen our episode on it. But definitely try and look a little bit further past just the sign-posted waterholes. You'll find more, and you'll thank us for it.
Yeah, definitely.
And I think the third national park that we're going to say is got to be Cape Legrand that we did just a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
Frenchman's Bluff, I think, is hands down the best hike we've ever done. The most challenging, the scariest, but the most rewarding.
Definitely. And just a little tip on that one, if you are going to do it, try and go early morning. Beat the heat, especially if you are in summer, and it's less windy in the morning.
Yeah.
Like, we went in the late afternoon and it was blowing an absolute gale. That was the scary part about that
Yeah.
that whole hike. It was almost getting blown off this bluff.
I felt like my legs just didn't want me to keep moving because they were shaking from the wind so much.
Yeah.
But get up there, check out the beautiful window that's up there, and yeah, even the beaches that were there, everyone talks about Lucky Bay, but even Legrand Beach was stunning. As someone that grew up in the East Coast, I fully underestimated when people say that the beaches in Western Australia are incredible. And I'm here to tell you that they are. Is West best? We haven't made up our mind yet, but
We haven't explored enough of it yet.
we're pretty close to saying it's pretty epic.
Yeah.
So if you've been here from the beginning, we started with our Ford Ranger with the tub and canopy and a 2019 Stony Creek Ford Fold camper trailer.
We thought that was the ultimate setup for us, one having Chaos with us as well. We quickly found out that no, that was not the case.
No, for us we wanted to move every couple of days, and setting up the camper trailer was just too time consuming. We really had the thought that being on the road, we've got all this time, we're not working, that we won't mind taking half an hour to set up, but
In reality, when you do it day in, day out, it actually becomes a hassle.
Yeah.
Like, it's really a hassle.
Yeah.
It's okay for your weekend trips and stuff like that when you only have to set it up once and you stay there for your whole weekend or a week or whatever, and then you pack it up. But when you're moving every day and you've got to do all of that, it's just a nightmare, in all honesty.
Yeah, so we quickly learned that we wanted something super quick and easy so that we could be out exploring all day, pull up to a camp, and everything's right there ready to go. We have the freedom to go to the beach and make dinner and then pull up to camp and go to bed, and it takes us 30 seconds to set it up.
Before the rooftop came the actual the mind changer that happened, and that's when we went up to Cape York, and we spent 2 months in a swag, and that was pretty hectic.
Never again.
Yeah,
Never
we
again.
had very bare minimum stuff.
So what have we broken or needed to replace?
Well, the first thing that we broke was actually in Byfield. That we smashed a wheel on the camper trailer.
To be fair, we haven't actually done a whole lot of damage, and we're so thankful for it, touch wood. We're pretty lucky, we've only had a couple of things. The rim, like Regan just said, we popped a bead in Cape York, which then stuffed out our tyre pressure monitor, which we still haven't really got fixed.
Still beeps at us every time we turn the car on.
We'll get there eventually.
Yeah.
And then there's just been like small things. We lost our spotlights a couple of times. The brackets just kept breaking. The welds were very weak. That was scary. We've been a couple of times that they've been that loose that we thought that they were going to fly through the windscreen. The other thing being the shower awning bracket that broke when we were crossing the Nullarbor.
Got that fixed in Penong, and then not long after that it broke again. So
things that we have had to replace, our freezer we bought second hand, lasted us maybe 4 or 5 months, and then we had to buy a new one.
I think the Christmas period might have cooked it there when it was up around 45 degrees and it was just running 24/7, the poor thing.
Yeah. And the thing that we have replaced the most is our camp chairs. So we started with some King's chairs, which were pretty good. They were a gift to us and we were thankful for that, but they just didn't last very long. Then we decided when we got the canopy that we wanted to save some space. So we got some knockoff Helinox off Amazon. They lasted like a month. And then the stitching started to rip and we thought we were going to fall through them. And we're on our second pair of those fold up chairs, and it's time for them to go in the bin. They've done us 3 or 4 months now, but they're starting to give out. The brackets are breaking.
They're all plastic and thin plastic, and they just give out, especially when you use them every day.
One thing we would say is don't skimp out on your camp chair. You are sitting in it all the time. We're eating dinner, we're working, we're relaxing. Get a decent chair, because we regretted that a year in and we still don't have a very comfortable chair.
So we've rearranged the canopy a few times now, and we've actually realised that we do have heaps of space. We're going to get some decent chairs, and
so that's next on the list.
That's our next purchase.
Just some wear and tear, like our shower awning is completely stuffed from the wind.
That has had a hammering, that thing.
The poles are all bent and we probably need to get a new one of those. And the
awning bag.
Awning bag. That was really frustrating. The whole stitching has ripped. It still works for now, but eventually we are going to have to change that out so that we don't lose the whole awning bag and we can save our awning.
And the only other thing that we replaced was our wheel bag. When we got the new canopy, we got rid of the King's one because it actually leaked all the time, and even in a little bit of rain it would just get full of water. Don't
buy cheap stuff. When you're using it day in, day out, you want good quality gear. We made the mistake of trying to get on the road quickly and just buying things that were available to us at the time, and we all know the brands that are out there that are a waste of time, and I truly would say that they are. Spend that little bit extra money and get some good quality gear that's going to last you.
Buy it once and buy it right. It'll save you in the long run. You're not double buying, triple buying, which we've fallen into that hole, and we can speak from experience. We've had it happen.
Exactly. Another piece of advice is don't try to plan too much at one time. We found at the beginning that we were trying to
Get
sort
weeks
of,
ahead, eh?
yeah, think about a month ahead of where we're going to go, where we're going to stay. And since we changed our setup, really, we kind of planned things the day of.
Yeah.
We kind of got really slack with any sort of planning, and the morning of we go, oh, where are we going to stay tonight? And it's been so much more fun, and we have found so many more things.
It's been a lot more rewarding.
Yeah.
Like when we had the camper trailer, as Carly said, we were going like a month out, and then would get to a place and realise we love this place, but we're booked in at that other place to go there, and then you're really gutted because you can't stay there.
Obviously there are places like national parks or state forests or something that you do have to book.
Yeah.
Especially if you're going to like a busier centre as well, you're going to have to book a caravan park. But just try not to fall into the trap of booking too far in advance, because you never know what's going to happen. You might meet people that you want to hang out with for a few days.
The weather might turn crap on you that you need to get out of there, or it might be absolutely amazing that you want to stay there.
Yes.
Set a battery change there. One battery down.
Let's talk about free camping. This was one thing that was kind of
A grey area.
an expectation versus reality. So when we started, we thought we were going to be doing a lot of free camping because we had seen so many people say that there's a lot of free camping all around Australia. And don't get us wrong, there is. But we have found that a lot of them aren't legit places. Like they're either a gravel pit on the side of the road, which is okay sometimes.
I've stayed in a few of those.
But
They're nothing nice to stay in.
a lot of the time we found we just felt a little bit uncomfortable. So
Exposed.
Yeah.
You feel very exposed.
if we had a caravan, maybe it would be a bit different because you're inside of your
Four walls.
home.
Yeah.
But when you have a dog and a rooftop and you're living outside, it's very obvious that you're camping. And yeah, a lot of the free camps that people talk about, we found were just very uncomfortable. So we also like to follow the rules. Don't like to do the wrong thing. So yeah, staying at a place that isn't a legit free camp kind of just gave us the ick. So we tried to find places that were a lot of people had been to, or there were other people there, so we weren't just sort of, pulling off into a clearing off a highway or something like that.
And because we're like documenting it as well, we don't want to be leading you guys astray if you guys come through and see that we'd stayed at a place and then you get there and go, oh, you can't stay here.
But to be honest, we also like the views. When we're living in our car, we want something to look at, so we don't want to be on the side of the highway. That's not how we envisioned our lap. So I think that we haven't done as much free camping as a lot of other people have. But in saying that, we have found some really epic free camps.
Yeah, it's been some absolute stunners.
Yes. So I would say some of our top ones in Queensland would be Stanage Bay. I've talked about it a lot.
She loves that place.
Yeah, again, it's the experience that you have. We met some incredible people there, spent an amazing week right by the water, bonfire on the beach.
I'd just come out of hospital, so
Yeah.
it was our first getaway since then.
Yes. And another one in Queensland would be camping on the teletrack.
Yeah,
To be fair, that was epic.
that's my favourite.
We stayed at some pretty cool places right by water holes. You get to wake up in the morning and go for a shower underneath a waterfall. And I'm gonna say our third one for Queensland would be Quilpie, down by the river. That one really took us by surprise, and yeah, it was just really cool that you're just on the edge of the town camping by the river.
It's very peaceful,
Yeah.
quiet.
Yeah.
It's really nice.
New South Wales?
We had Collarenebri. That was a really nice one. You sort of pull into a sports ground, I guess, but then to the side of it there's like all this designated camping areas that you just pull in.
The other one in New South Wales would be the old reservoir in Cobar, and also Bylong. There was a sports ground in Bylong, which is a donation camp, But yeah, that was also really nice.
Yeah.
Just took us by surprise.
And these are what we're meaning, like these ones that you just find along the way that are just like, wow, yeah, I'm staying here.
South Australia was where it really kicked in when people would say there's a lot of free camping. We found there was a lot of donation camps.
I think a lot has changed.
Yes.
There.
With the rules and
Yeah.
stuff. But a couple of our favourites, the donation camps, were all along the top of the Eyre Peninsula. We did a full video on our favourite spots along there. But the free camps would be Hall Bay. That was really cool. Regan caught his first fish.
Yeah. And spent a lot of hours fishing up early, afternoons. Didn't catch another one though.
And then the other one, Point Brown. That one was really cool.
Yeah.
Dolphins all day long. You just get to watch dolphins. That was pretty cool. There are a lot in South Australia, to be honest.
We can't name them all, obviously,
No.
but these are just a couple.
But yeah, keep in mind that a lot of the free camps are donation camps. So, you know, leave a couple of bucks, or some of them are even $10 per night. So for
Right
us,
up to $20
Yeah.
and you had nothing.
for us, we don't consider that a free camp. A free camp is literally free.
Yeah.
But I think the misconception is a lot of people call donation camps free camps. And I think that a lot of people just aren't paying. So,
Yeah, and then that's what they call in a free camp.
and most of them are honesty boxes. So it's really up to you to just be honest. The more honest we are, the more places get to stay open. So, yeah. And lastly, WA. So we haven't been to too many here yet, but a couple that really stand out for us is Membernup.
Wicked Beach.
Yeah, you would have seen that just a couple of weeks ago.
Yep.
We also we stayed with some really amazing people there, which again, the experience made it one of our favourites.
And we met some too.
Yes, we did.
Yes.
And Glenmervyn Dam, just outside of Collie. That one,
We spent Carly's birthday there.
yeah. So again, extra
A special one.
but it was truly an epic place. I loved it.
Yeah, so did I.
The truths about travelling for dog. We'll cover this one real quick.
Yeah.
I think the biggest thing is your mindset. If you go in thinking you're going to be able to do everything, that the dog ain't going to hold you, or pets aren't going to hold you back, they will. And they do take a little bit more planning.
Especially in the heat.
Yes.
Like even just going to get groceries.
Yeah.
I stay in the car, Carly does the shopping. I keep the car running with the aircon going, otherwise he cooks in the back.
National parks obviously are a big one. But in saying that,
There's ways around it.
yeah, we've put him in a kennel a couple of times. Do your research though, because there are some kennels out there that we do not agree with. We've used Mad Paws, we've used a couple of boarding kennels. Make some friends. When we went into Cape Legrand, we actually did a dog swap. So we looked after our friend's dog while they went in, and then they looked after Chaos while we went in. And you meet some amazing people that offer to look after your dog as well. And
It's a great community of
Yeah.
people. We're all like-minded, we're all doing the same kind of things, we're all facing the same struggles, and it's great to help each other out.
If we're being completely honest, it is a struggle sometimes. We do sometimes look at each other and go, can't do that because we have a dog. But then people come up to us and we start talking because of Chaos. And
Yeah.
we've met some really
Pretty
cool
cool
people just because of Chaos. And if we didn't have him, I don't think we would have as many talking points as we did.
I
So
think we'd argue a little bit more too.
the amount that we talk
He's like
to the dog is just crazy.
He's like the medium between us to keep us both sane.
Yes. Another question we get asked a lot is, how do we shower?
Whenever we can, wherever we can, with whatever we can. Nah, in all honesty, it's changed over the 12 months of our different ways of showering. When we had the camper trailer, we had the hot tap on there, so we were able to use that, and we had 140 litres of water that was readily available. So, and then now it's just boil the jug, use a bucket and a cup at the moment.
Yeah.
Or if we have really nice days, then we use one of those camp showers,
Yeah.
those 10-litre ones or whatever they are.
Yeah.
Those work really well when it's super hot or you're in the outback and you really need it.
Yeah.
Well, as you guys can see, we're not at the dam anymore. We had a bit of a technicality when Carly started actually editing this video. She realised that we had a battery change while we were out there, and I didn't actually press record, so we sat there recording
Nothing.
Talking to a camera that wasn't even going.
Yep, so here we are, we're in the backyard of our mate's place and we're just filming the end of what we said.
Yeah, so we're just gonna wrap up this video. Now, funny story, we kind of jinxed ourselves in this episode, and when we said that we haven't had much damage to our vehicle, well, that all went out the window last week when our car ended up on a tow truck.
Yep.
So our torque converter decided to go while I was driving down the highway, which was a bit of a scary moment. And it's now in the shop, and yeah, it's a nice, expensive and long journey that's going to take.
Yep.
So we are going to be without the vehicle for
probably at least 2.5 weeks, I think.
Yeah, could be up to a month, but we're hoping that that's not the case.
Yeah.
So in saying that, we are actually stopping in Perth, staying with some friends until we're ready to move into another place in a few weeks, and we're just topping up the bank account a little bit. We really love this lifestyle and we want to keep doing it, so we're just going to top up the funds.
Yep, Carly's playing rugby again, so yeah, she's missed that a lot, so we're making small sacrifices of being on the road. She obviously wants to play a season, get back into that, and yeah, top up the funds, as she said, while she's doing that. So I've actually been working for the past couple of weeks already. That's how long it's been since we realised that we had a corrupt file, but yes. Hey, so it's good to be back at work, but at the same time really am missing the lifestyle.
Yes. Now, in saying that, our videos are not going to stop. While we're without our car, they might be a little bit different. One of my friends has been kind enough to lend us a vehicle for the weekend so that we can get out and do some exploring and filming for you guys. And then next week,
we're off on our big overseas adventure.
We're so excited. We can't wait to take you guys along with us, and it'll be our first overseas experience as a couple. Yeah,
because Aussie and New Zealand don't count because they're both home.
So we have done a fair bit of overseas travel on our own before we met. And yeah,
I've been to Europe and spent a couple of months over there, and Carly's been here, there and everywhere.
Quite a few places, but yeah, super excited to be getting overseas, somewhere I never imagined I would ever end up. So can't wait to share that with you. It will be probably 2 weeks time, 2 or 3 weeks will be the video that comes out on that one.
Yeah.
And yeah, so this is not the end of our videos. We're going to keep exploring in between work, showing you guys a lot more around Perth and the surrounding areas, and then once we are ready to get back on the road, we're gonna probably start heading north.
Yeah.
Maybe. Our plans always change.
Yeah, we'll see what the weather's doing when we get to that point when we hit the road full time again. Yeah,
we just want to say a massive thank you to everybody that's followed along our journey so far. This past year has been full of ups and downs and
changes, multiple changes.
Yeah, but
everything changing.
It's also been the best time of my life, and I wouldn't change it for the world, and I can't wait to keep living this lifestyle.
Same. It's been a real eye-opener and a real change to me. I've been pretty much a homebody, staying in the same place. Been really weird having a different place to sleep every night. I'm definitely the spontaneous one in the relationship, so it has been massive growth for Regan, getting out of his comfort zone. Even just doing this, like talking to a camera, it's been the biggest growth. Yeah. You never think to do that, and then all of a sudden, oh, here you are with a camera in your face 24/7 almost. But we love it. Yeah. It's so much fun, and we love being able to share this with our friends and family, and something that we'll get to look back on in years to come. I was even going through this episode and putting in our memories over the past 12 months. I just can't believe how much we have grown as people, as well as videographers, if you will. Yeah. But we hope that you guys have enjoyed this week's episode, a bit of a slower one for us, just having a bit of a chit chat, going through a few of the truths about traveling full time. And if you guys did like it and you are new around here, don't forget to like and subscribe, and we will see you right here next week. Catch you later. Bye.